When Noel walked into our apartment that night, I could tell something was off. His face was pale and drained, like he'd just seen something that unraveled him. He didn't speak at first, just stood there, holding an old tablet in his hand. One I hadn't touched in years, left buried in a drawer after a move. I remember smiling, thinking maybe he'd found old vacation photos or something cute from the early days. But then, in a voice so soft it felt like it could crack, he asked, "Who are they?" I frowned. "Who?" He didn't reply, just turned the screen toward me. The video was ancient, so old that the person on screen barely looked like me. My hair was shorter, my laugh careless, my skin flushed with youth. There were men, 3 of them. We were drinking, loud, shirtless. It was a night buried in shame, long before Noel and I ever met. My heart dropped. "Noel, that's from years ago, before I even knew you." "Don't," he said, shaking his head. "Don't try to explain it away." I took a step forward, panicked. "Please, I was 22, reckless, lost. I didn't even know that video still existed." He laughed, but it wasn't real. It was hollow, painful. "You kept it. Why would you keep something like that?" "I didn't mean to. I honestly forgot it was there. I thought I deleted everything from that part of my life." He set the tablet down like it burned. "I can't believe I married you," he whispered. Those words hit harder than anything else he could have said. Not anger, not hate, just disbelief. Then he walked out the door. No yelling, no accusations, just silence. I stood frozen in our Chicago apartment, the city lights glowing outside while my world dimmed inside. I sat on the couch shaking, trying to breathe through the weight in my chest. My mind raced, colliding with every version of who I had been and who I had tried to become. That girl in the video, she was a stranger to me now, but she still had the power to wreck everything I'd built, and she just had. The next morning, Noel didn't return. His side of the bed was undisturbed. I sat at the kitchen table with cold coffee, trying to find a way to explain the unexplainable. How do you justify a past mistake that now plays in HD? By noon, the front door creaked open. Noel walked in, jacket still on, eyes red and tired, smelling faintly of whiskey. He poured himself a glass of water and leaned against the counter. I stood. "Noel, I don't know who you are anymore." My voice cracked. "Please, I was a different person then. I was alone and broken. I didn't know what love was until I met you." He looked up, and now I can't unsee it. I feel like everything I believed about you was a lie. My tears blurred my vision. It wasn't love, Noel. It was a mistake. A mistake I buried because I couldn't bear to look at her either. He set the glass down and rubbed his forehead. "I thought you were untouched by that kind of chaos. I made you into something clean and safe in my mind." His pain wasn't just from the video. It was from the shattering of the pedestal he unknowingly placed me on. And now, seeing the real, flawed me, he couldn't bear it. "You should have told me. I was ashamed. I didn't want that version of me to follow us into our future." He stared at me like he was trying to recognize a stranger. "Maybe you were only pretending to be better." That cut deep. For days after, he barely acknowledged me. He moved into the spare room, and the apartment felt like a museum of something that once was. We passed each other like ghosts. I cooked dinner, he ate alone. We never touched. 3 days later, I woke to the sound of drawers opening. Noel was packing. "Don't do this," I said quietly. He didn't look up. "You lied by omission, Carly. You let me believe a version of you that didn't exist. It was my past. It had nothing to do with our marriage. It has everything to do with how I see you now." I stood up. "People change. I changed. Please don't let something from 10 years ago erase what we have." He stopped folding a sweater. "It's not just the video. It's knowing you could hide something so big. It makes me wonder what else is buried." He zipped the suitcase, and with every inch, I felt my world unraveling. He left without slamming the door. That quiet, controlled departure hurt more than any fight could have. It was the silence of someone who'd stopped hoping. That night, I sat in the apartment alone, scrolling through photos. Us on Navy Pier, holding hands in Montrose Beach, dancing at his brother's wedding, the way he used to look at me, like I was home. Now every memory was tainted by a past I couldn't delete. I didn't beg. I didn't chase. For once, I understood that some mistakes don't come with forgiveness. Some illusions, once broken, can't be rebuilt. A week later, he returned, not to reconcile, just to pack the rest. He looked steadier, worn but calm. Before he left, he said, "I loved you more than I've ever loved anyone, but I can't love you and still hate what I saw." I nodded. I understand. Because love, real love, doesn't survive where trust is broken. When the door closed for the final time, I sat with the quiet. Not broken, not angry, just alone with the truth. Redemption doesn't always come through apology. Sometimes it means learning to live with the version of you someone couldn't accept.
If you've ever been betrayed or faced heartbreak, you're not alone. Subscribe to Cheating Secrets for real stories of love, betrayal, and resilience. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss a story that could change the way you see relationships.